talk to Chris Doering right now and visit with him and get his thoughts as we head into another big game against Texas A&M. Chris, there's only one question that Gator Nation is kicking around. Well, there's a lot. There's only one question.
Well, and yeah, that's what we do. We ask those questions, and it's always good and fun and informative to get the opinion of somebody who's been in those huddles, meeting rooms, been in these situations. I think there's this lingering impression with Steve Spurrier that he just rolled the ball out there, and Shane Matthews went 4, then Werfel went 4, then Grossman went 4, and Steve Spurrier changed quarterbacks like he changed golf balls. So. Doering has been around that kind of situation, not exactly the same here. So let's bring him in, get his perspective on. And look, Chris, I'm on the record here. We can kick it around. I'm subject to all the views and angles. This is like the last straw for me. I got a difference-making superstar, but I'm not going to play him.
He's going to play.
I'm not going to. No, I can't. I just can't do it, Chris. I know the rationale. I know the argument points you or anyone else can give me. I can't do it. I got a freaking superstar. This would be like Jimbo Fisher after the Pitt game going, well, Jameis was good, but we're going to duel it up this weekend. We're going to give both guys a shot, whoever it was. I can't.
I can tell you, I know how it looks, and I know how it feels, and I know the situation that Florida fans are in, but I can also tell you that I was at practice a lot in the preseason. Not that means anything, because I told you guys we were going to be good, and we're not, but I was at practice a lot. And, saw the difference between where Graham is and where DJ is. And I knew this was a no-win situation for Billy Napier.
Right.
He had to play DJ Lagway last week against Samford. Graham Mertz is considerably ahead of where DJ Lagway is. And I'm not talking about playing Graham Mertz ahead of DJ because, Graham deserves to play or because, it's best for the team. I'm worried about what it would do developmentally potentially for DJ, to go out there and play behind an offensive line that's not very good against the Texas A&M front that's really good and what the SEC season as a whole could do to him, the pressure of thinking he's the savior and putting him in there and having him try to save your season. Now, nobody needs to win more than Billy Napier does. And so you have to believe that he's going to put the guy out there that gives him the best chance to win and retain his job. But I just, from a standpoint of watching, you guys remember what happened to David Carr behind that offensive line at Texas or Houston when he was there with the Texans. And I just worry about what that could do to DJ. And I think DJ has, maybe the most level-headed perspective for a 18-year-old kid. His parents are way different than most superstars that are coming in and kind of understand what the progression should be. And you mentioned my time at Florida with Terry Dean and Danny Werfel. The difference was Danny Werfel was a redshirt freshman, had been in the offense for over a year, and it's just not apples to apples in a way. Now, I know what you're saying with Jameis and that comparison, but I worry for DJ. I think he's earned the chance to play more, and I think he gives Florida an opportunity to win. But to ask him to step in there behind center and win you every game as the starter in the SEC, I don't know if that's the best prescription for winning or for him.
What I watched Saturday night was a kid who made throws that we haven't seen in those parts. I mean, we had Kyle Trask, and then you'd have to go way back 15 years ago to get and that provides hope for Florida fans. But when you talk, so are you saying that Graham Mertz gives Florida a better chance to beat Texas A&M than DJ Lagway? I think there's strengths and weaknesses on both, but nobody throws a deep ball like that kid that I've seen in the orange and blue in quite some time.
Yeah, you're also talking about guys that, he made a nice throw on the touchdown down the right sideline into the northeast end zone. For sure, that was tight coverage. But a lot of those were uncontested throws, too. Yeah. It's easier when you're not having an SEC defensive back running step for step with your guy. So, I go back to seeing what I've seen in practice from Graham throwing the deep ball. That was the emphasis on the offseason, was trying to push the ball down the field a little bit more as an offense. Didn't have much time to do that against Miami. And let's be honest, Graham Mertz did not play very well against the Hurricanes. Right. So that's kind of a lasting memory in a lot of people's minds.
Probably his worst game as a Gator, I would think.
It was.
Yeah.
It was. But you guys probably watched Kentucky and South Carolina on Saturday. I don't know what to think of Brock Vandergrift because he was awful and completed 3 passes and 1 to the other team. But, like, I don't know how you can look when you're under pressure as much as what he was or what, Graham was last week or 2 weeks ago, too. So I do think that the DJ will get an opportunity in there against Texas A&M some. But I think Graham does give you the best chance to win and win now.
This is what I run into. As a journalist, somebody who covers it, who grew up with it, who follows it, who roots for it. Mm-hmm. We're losing the forest for the trees here, man. These are great conversations. If you are a power, if you are getting your program ready for big and great things, I want to win a freaking game, Chris.
Yeah.
And I think that if I had 2 equal teams except for the quarterback, and we played this Saturday at noon, and DJ quarterbacked one and Mertz quarterbacked the other, it's going to be 38-20. That's what I think. And I understand everything you're saying. I do. And I understand the Werfel's a redshirt freshman. Well, Werfel also didn't get to throw it 2,000 times in high school. He hadn't been playing 7-on-7 football since he was 3. I can't watch Graham. I just feel like I'm screaming into the wind here. I hear everything you're saying from an educated football perspective. I do. The cynic in me thinks we start to drift into cliche. We have a difference maker, a powder keg. I got a fireworks display at the end of a football game, and I'm going to run the sparkler out there Saturday.
The score was 14-0 at halftime. It's not like the offense was rolling.
No, I hear you.
You talked about playing a lot of snaps against high school players that DJ had against Texas. That's what they were playing on Saturday. Glorified high school players at Stanford. Right?
I hear you.
If Graham Mertz plays in that game, I guarantee you it's 56-0 or something similar like that too. So I do believe that he's a difference maker. That's why he was the Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, the guy's a great player. But look at what happened at Tennessee with Nico Iamaleava. There were times, I'm sure, last year that Josh Heupel wanted to roll Nico out there and pull Joe Milton, and he was patient and let him kind of develop. Again, I know you want to win a football game. I want to win a football game. And Billy Napier, more than anyone, wants to win a football game. But you also have to think about, all right, what can the quarterback, as the leader of the offense, what can I put on the shoulders of DJ Lagway in terms of the play, the game plan we're going into the game with, the checks I expect him to be able to make, the reads that I want him to make. Mike Elko will scheme your ass up and will scheme a freshman's ass up even more. So I think that's the other thing. Like, you could go into Sanford with a very basic game plan, run the things you've been running all offseason, but you're talking about doing things against the defensive mind that's one of the best in the college game. It's a totally different circumstance.
All right, Chris Doering. So Graham Mertz starts. He goes out there, struggles a little bit in the first couple series. You and I both know what happens in the swamp, right?
Think about it. Hey, remember when Chris Leak was playing well?
Sure.
Tebow.
Yeah.
You could imagine if Graham struggles, what they're going to win. This is a no-win situation for Napier. It's a no-win situation for Graham.
Hey guys, Taylor Dahl here. Thanks so much for checking out our 1010XL Florida Gators page. If you're looking for more Florida content, subscribe now. But if you're looking for some professional football, NFL content, head over to our 1010XL Jaguars page.